I know I said I'm not going to be holding the mic like this, but unfortunately, I'm outside and there's wind, a lot of wind, and I don't know if you're going to be hearing me clearly. So, yeah. Welcome to episode 4. The first section of this episode, I'm going to be talking our about the power of local things. I've come to realize that I think most of the time that international things or big things are the ones which are the best, but from my experience, not from my experience, from my realization, I've come to find out that local things have as much weight, if not more, than the international ones for regular people like me, for example. Things like small gatherings, football league, uh, YouTubers, celebrities, getting a job, working for someone, competitions, events, businesses, and even you as a business yourself. I think they succeed more when they are local. I got this realization when I was watching the Social Network. I watched it before, but I was rewatching it this time. And when I was watching it, I realized that most of the things that Zuckerberg was realizing in that film, I know that was not the real Zuckerberg, but they tried as much as possible to be accurate on depicting him in that film. But most of the things that he came about to land on was that people who you know personally are the one who make the most impact. Even for something like someone who you don't know betraying you is not as painful as someone knowing you betraying you. I'm sorry, I know I was not going to become sentimental or personal in my videos, but this is what I have for now until I have something concrete to make videos about. Yeah. Also, I realize that your environment dictates like how easy something is to do or how hard. That's why people keep saying choose the company that you're going to keep wisely. And now I'm coming to realize that a lot of cliches, why they are being repeated so much, they have a meaning. Even though they seem like cliches, they have a meaning. I know that's weird coming from me because most of the time I'm skeptical about cliches because I don't see any of it making sense. I don't know, that could be just me, but yeah. I also watched Snowfall. Mm, I keep wondering why they keep going all in for something that they have not planned about. But this came to make sense to me after watching a YouTube video where someone says the advantage right now is just starting. I know that's cliche, and I keep saying cliche, but right now, cliche advice is making so much sense to me. I don't know. This is serious, man. I never thought something like this was going to happen. But basically, that person was saying that when you start, when you be the first one at something, it doesn't matter if you were wrong or if it wasn't perfect. Being the first person is much more, it's a much more competitive advantage than being the most prepared person. Yeah. I also watched another video, another documentary of General Magic, which was about a division that came from Apple that tried to make phones before Apple tried to make iPhone. And I don't think that they failed because they started early. I think they failed because they overlooked some things that were pretty detrimental to their business model of what they were trying to make. I guess I guess this video I've tried to keep the topic uniform, or I guess related to each other. Yeah. Also in that part of localization, I've always wanted to try the things that are in movies. Why we don't have them here in Kenya. Some things that seem weird to me is like how they think motorcycles are things for adventure, and there are no like this the small motorcycles that they call small there are like 250 cc's, and here 250 cc's is like a giant bike when you have one that is like 250 cc's. Also, something that fascinates me is like how WD-40 is so popular there, yet here it's, I guess people know about it, but it's not as popular. So yeah, um, a lot of things are in that category. I'm trying to think about them, and also how YouTube and all these other platforms, they prioritize US creators or people with a US audience other than the rest of the world. I know I started off this video by saying local is king, but that also still baffles me. But I guess all of this I'll do when I have the opportunity. Like right now, I had the opportunity to start making these videos earlier, but I slept on that opportunity. At least I've started right now, so that must be a plus. So yeah, I still have to find what I need to be doing in these videos, and I know I should not be talking about like making commentary on my performance on these videos or on how I'm struggling to make them, but I'm still in the beginning stages, and that's all I can do. So yeah. So to finish off, I seem to feel like when you're trying something, also this goes hand in hand with the local is king thing. When you want to do something, ask the nearest person that you know that has done it, even like 1% of that thing that you want to do. That will be so beneficial to you. Yeah. Whatever it is, even if it's your neighbor, even if it's your long term child friend, even if it's your teacher. Yeah. I always wondered about the mechanics who make motorbikes in the village, how they do that, even though they've never seen the factory or they don't even watch YouTube videos. And sometimes I feel like I have the knowledge, but them by doing that thing puts them miles ahead of me, even though I have the knowledge. So I think doing something is more important, and doing it locally is more important than just studying about it or trying to be ready to do it in a larger audience or pool of people, I guess. So the summary of today's video, I talked about localization. I talked about asking other people for help. I talked about starting, being the first to start, starting when you're not ready. And what else did I talk about? I talked about two films. No, three films: Snowfall, General Magic, and The Social Network. Yeah, so that's episode 4. See you in the next one.